In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on October 21st, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Tampa Bay Lightning versus Florida Panthers. The Tampa Bay Lightning face the Florida Panthers, with both teams hoping to start the season strong. The Lightning have a 1-3 record and have stumbled to start the season despite being one of the league's best teams. The Panthers, meanwhile, have a 3-1 record and are near the top of the Atlantic Division. Both teams are looking to boost their records in the Atlantic Division and the Eastern Conference, and the upcoming game should be a great one as a result. Tampa Bay has struggled to start the season. They lost 3 out of their first 4 games. Besides Steven Stamkos, the Lightning's offense has been pretty non-existent. They scored 2 goals or less in 3 out of their first 4 games of the season. Stamkos has 6 out of the Lightning's total of 10 goals this year. Despite losing Huberdeau, the Panthers haven't skipped a beat on offense. They scored 3 goals or more in each of their first 4 games. Matthew Tkachuk leads the team with 6 points in 4 games. Panthers Lightning has become one of the best rivalries in the NHL over the past few seasons. The Lightning are off to a somewhat surprising 1-3-0 start. The rivalry fueling an existing urgency to break out of a slump will have Tampa coming out flying. That will be neutralized by a Panthers team that will also bring their best effort, and that is playing better hockey right now. Florida is 3-1-0 and just beat Philadelphia, who beat Tampa earlier this week. The Panthers ran into a buzzsaw, losing to the Bruins, who came out of the gates on fire. Otherwise, they have taken care of business early on, while the Lightning are working on clicking. Early on, the Panthers have both scored more and allowed fewer goals than the Lightning. Both teams have played, at worst, formidable opponents. The Panthers have beat the quality competition, while the Lightning have dropped games both home and on the road. Tampa will figure it out and be right back in the thick of things come spring. But for right now, they are playing tough teams and trying to figure it out on the fly. The Panthers have yet to score less than 3 goals, and the Lightning have allowed 3.5 goals per game. This one looks a bit better for the Panthers, as they are playing much better than Tampa Bay to start the year. So the Florida Panthers money line is our full game side pick. The Panthers, who average 3.5 goals per game, should create plenty of scoring chances, with Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett, and the rest of the forward unit carrying the puck into the offensive zone and creating open shots with great puck movement, while Gustav Forsling generates shots on the net from the point. The Lightning should run up the score against a Panthers defense that allowed 8 goals in the last 2 games, with Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, and the rest of the offense establishing a strong offensive zone presence and creating open shots with great passes, while defensemen Victor Hedman and Mikhail Sergachev pick apart the Panthers' defense from the blue line. These teams really trade blows when they play each other. We have seen time and time again the offensive upside of the Lightning and Panthers. The Panthers led the NHL in scoring last season, and the Lightning weren't far behind at 8th in the league. They are both expected to be a similar caliber this season, and both have shown flashes through 4 games. The Lightning have a 5-goal performance, and the Panthers have a couple of 4-goal performances. Florida also has allowed 5 goals in one of their games, and Tampa has allowed 6 goals in one of their games as well. The high ceiling both teams possess, combined with their volatility early on, bodes well for the over. This is a high total, but with both defenses struggling to start the season, expect both offenses to step up and find the back of the net throughout the game. This will be a high-scoring game, with both offenses stepping up. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Red Wings versus Chicago Blackhawks. The Detroit Red Wings face the Chicago Blackhawks, with both teams looking to start the season strong. The Red Wings are 2-0-1 to start the season and have one of the best records in the Atlantic Division, while the Blackhawks are 1-2 to start the season. The Red Wings are hoping to remain near the top of the Atlantic Division, while the Blackhawks hope to make up ground in the Central Division in the first few games of the season. Detroit has not lost in regulation yet this season. The offense has been good to start the season for the Wings. Wings. They scored 3 goals or more in each of their first 3 games of the season. David Perron leads the team with 3 goals. 4 players for Detroit lead the team with 4 points through 3 games. Chicago's offense has not been as good to start the season. They scored 2 goals in their season opener and got shut out in their second game of the season. Patrick Kane is off to a slow start. He has just 1 assist through 3 games. The Red Wings and Blackhawks may not be a Stanley Cup preview, but Detroit has a real chance to make some noise this season. Hockeytown is already buzzing after their 2-0-1 start to the season, and Chicago is far from an intimidating team for this new-look Wings squad. First and foremost, both teams are coming into this matchup with an oddly great amount of rest. Detroit hasn't played since Monday night against the Kings, and the Blackhawks have been off since their trip out to San Jose to take on the Sharks. With both teams at full strength, the Red Wings should be greater favorites than they are currently listed. They may be on the road, but these are 2 teams headed in opposite directions. Detroit made 2 of the biggest offseason additions by acquiring Andrew Kopp from the Rangers and David Perron from the Blues. Those were 2 playoff teams and have already made an immediate impact on the Wings. On top of that, former Blues goaltender Ville Husso also joined Detroit and has already recorded a shutout in his second game with the team. All of those acquisitions work perfectly with the core the Red Wings already had, like last year's Calder Trophy winner for Rookie of the Year, Moritz Seider. Better yet, they had another candidate for the award in Lucas Raymond. Meanwhile, the Blackhawks lost Alex DeBrincat to the Ottawa Senators over the summer. That essentially leaves Patrick Kane out to dry. He's a future Hall of Famer, but he can't overcome such a newly deep Red Wings team. Detroit looks better than Chicago to start the year, and the Wings have a talented young team. So the Detroit Red Wings money line is our full game side pick. The Blackhawks, who have only allowed 3 goals in the last 2 games, should limit the Red Wings with Seth Jones, Connor Murphy, and the rest of the defense creating turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting shooting lanes, allowing goaltender Petr Mrazek to step up and make plenty of easy saves. The Red Wings, who have only allowed 2.33 goals per game, should eliminate and potentially shut out the Blackhawks with Filip Hronek, Ali Mata, Moritz Seider, and the rest of the defense forcing turnovers in the neutral zone and defensive zone while goaltender Ville Husso blanks shots on the net. Skaters are going to be fresh and willing to exert maximum effort on the defensive end of the ice. Not to mention Seider is a defenseman, and Chicago's Seth Jones is also one of the best in the NHL. These teams have also been a part of some of the lowest scoring games of the season thus far. The Red Wings are a much stronger team with Husso between the pipes and have already proven that. They won a 3-0 game over the Canadiens and held the Devils to just 2 goals in the following game. With Kane having no reliable partner to skate with, don't expect much offense from the Blackhawks. For as much as Chicago struggled goaltending-wise last season, they've at least held opponents to just 3 goals over their last 2 games. Their most recent was against a bad Sharks team, so the Red Wings should still be able to find the back of the net in this one. With a high total and both teams being carried by their defenses, and with both teams entering this matchup with more than enough rest, I see this game being a low-scoring match. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Kraken versus Colorado Avalanche. Seattle and Colorado opened their 3-game regular season series on Friday night. The Kraken stroll into Denver after a 4-3 overtime defeat to the St. Louis Blues on Wednesday night. The Kraken is off to a much better start this season, going 1-2 and 4th in the Pacific Division. Andrei Burakovsky has been a huge addition to the team this season, producing 5 points in 5 games. The Kraken's second overall pick Matthew Beniers has had a hot start to the season as well, contributing 4 points in 5 games. This team is going to be a lot better than last season. Getting a veteran goalie in Martin Jones will help keep their starting goalie Philip Grubauer on his toes, as he didn't have the best season last year. I don't see them competing with the Avalanche on Friday night, but this team will have great underdog value throughout the season. The Avalanche lost 4-2 to the Jets in their last outing Friday night. This Avalanche team is going to be looking to prove a point, as they don't lose on home ice too often. Getting to go against a new and young Kraken team will only boost the hope of the players on the Avalanche. Mikko Rantanen and Valeri Nichushkin are on a roll, both producing a total of 8 goals in their first 4 games. Look for the Avalanche to roll this young Kraken team Friday night, so the Colorado Avalanche to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams coming into this game have produced goals at a high rate. Last season, the Avalanche went 2-1-0 against the Kraken, outscoring Seattle 14-9 in the process. Colorado's offense is scary, while both teams struggle to defend, especially with a man down. The over is 6-3 in Seattle's last 9 games overall. On the other side, 4 of the Avalanche's last 5 contests overall and 6 of their previous 8 home tilts have gone past the total. The Kraken is currently 5th in the NHL with a total of 14 goals on the season, while the Avalanche sit 3rd in the league with 17 goals. The over is also 4-1 in the Avalanche's last 5 home games. I expect the Avalanche to fill the back of the net Friday night and jump on this young Kraken team. The Kraken will also be able to produce a couple of goals as the Avalanche's goaltending tandem has not been up to par so far to start the season. 2 of those 3 contests have seen more than 6 goals on the scoreboard, and I'm looking for another high-scoring affair when these 2 conference foes start their 2022 to 2023 series. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.